This week on the Jock and Nerd podcast, we review season 3 of Marvel's What If, plus our picks for our most anticipated movies and TV shows for 2025. Reaction to the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man trailer. Jason Momoa stays in the DCU, but as a new character, and more, all in this edition of the Jock and Nerd Weekly for Monday, January 6th, 2025.
This is Frank Grillo. You know me. But who are you? Are you the discerning, sophisticated type of person who enjoys all the latest comic book and superhero TV and movie news? Pop culture references, witty banter? Me neither. I'm just here for the dick jokes.
Check. Check one. All right. This is for all you fans out there. Let's give it up. We talk it, we nerd it. We funny, disturb it. We talk it, we nerd it. We spoiler alert. Oh yeah!
Hey, what's up, listener? Thanks for pressing play. And welcome to the Jock and Nerd podcast, where we give you comic book and superhero TV and movie news, reviews, and whatever we choose. Jock and Nerd. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
And he's a nerd.
And joining us is a fellow, he's the answer to the question, what if Frank Grillo was a degenerate puppet? It's Rug Boy. Hi, Rugs.
Who am I? You know me.
Who are you?
I'm here for the dick jokes.
I think you could make a run as Felty Frank Grillo.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like I've come into my prime in my late 50s, just like Frank Grillo.
It's almost identical, just less abs and teeth. And
yeah,
you're dead.
less teeth,
Yeah.
Definitely no abs.
Yeah, no abs at all.
Yes. But a huge pubic bush, though.
Anthony, who does Rug Boy look like? Celebrity you had to name, because I was having trouble coming up with a celebrity lookalike for the Rugs.
Oh, the dude that played the Passion of the Christ guy.
Jim Caviezel?
Yeah.
Yes, well,
without teeth, though.
Yes, Ruggs is a Jesus puppet that's gone rogue.
Wow, that's a good pull.
That's
right
actually
there.
pretty good. We need to get you a little crown of thorns there, Ruggs.
The guy I would choose, though, to play Rug Boy, if we were doing a really high class, like we're trying to win an Oscar,
Steve Buscemi.
Steve Buscemi's good.
Yeah.
But I would go a serious like character actor, the guy that was in Lincoln and There Will Be Blood. I'd love to see what's his fucking face? Now I'm losing his
My Left Foot guy.
No, Daniel Day-Lewis.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah, because he would really get into it.
I think Daniel Day-Lewis would come out of retirement for this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he'd have to shrivel himself up into a little ball like I am. Right now.
I would love to see Ray Fiennes play Rug Boy also. Make it all serious.
Those are all good choices.
And then if we can't afford him, you just get Bobcat Goldthwait, and that pretty much covers all of our bases.
Well, I would have gone with Gilbert Godfrey.
Oh, you could do Gilbert also. That's
yeah.
Gilbert would have been good. Gilbert would have done it. I'm a puppet. Okay. Anyways, look, we're not here to talk about Gilbert. We're here to discuss.
My spider sense is tingling.
There you go. Stan Lee also would have made a great Rug Boy.
Oh, Stan Lee would be a great.
Yes.
I'm going to become Stan Lee. That's my goal.
That is your.
I have the shades on order. The blue blockers. They're coming in.
Fucking fantastic.
See,
that's
it's
right.
A dead ringer. Anyways, let's get to this week's geek news, fellas.
The Jock and Nerd podcast.
Only it's not exactly news. Last episode, we had fun with Bilotti, looking back, picking our best and worst movies and television of 2024. And this being the first show of the new year, Happy New Year, 2025, I figured it would be smart to look ahead and go around and give our picks for most anticipated movies and TV shows for 2025. All right, fellas?
All right. You're going to talk about a bunch of movies now?
I'm going to list a bunch of movies. We can comment on them as you will. And then out of this list, we're going to go around and give our top 5 list. This is just, it's not.
So who made this list?
I made the list. I made the list. And it's not, there's a ton more movies. So after like the lackluster, weird year 2024 was because of the writer's strike, holy shit, there's a lot coming out in 2025 because a lot of it got pushed
So I want to make a disclaimer.
Yeah.
Before I choose 5 from this list, I just got to let everyone know this is not my list. This is Imran's list.
It's my list, and you can definitely throw honorable mentions.
So there might be shit that I don't even, it's not on this list, that I might like.
Absolutely.
That I don't even
That
know.
is a good disclaimer
Absolutely.
because I also didn't do any prep because I don't.
Yeah.
Imran does all the prep.
Yes.
And that's fine because it's great. He does great work, but we're not working with a full boat here.
No, it's going to be, and this is just to keep it, kind of contained. It's going to be out of this. It's a long list. And then
No, it is.
We'll discuss some extra honorable
It
mentions.
seems like the list that most of our, what is in our wheelhouse normally.
That's why I picked stuff that we've reviewed, that we would review. And I threw in some fun oddball things. So here's the list we're going to pick from. And then we'll do television also. But movies 2025. Here's the list I created in February 14th. Valentine's Day gives us Captain America, Brave New World. First of 3 movies from Marvel. Bong Joon-ho's got a new movie coming out. You remember him, right, Anthony?
I love a bong.
Parasite.
Snowpiercer.
What'd you say, Ruggs? You love bongs?
I love bongs.
I love Bong, too. I love Bong. I love Bong's movies. I love smoking out of bongs. He's got a movie with Robert Pattinson.
What about the month of June?
I like everything in his name. I like bongs. I like June.
And Ho.
Yeah, and I love the month of June, and I love a hoe.
And
So,
also,
I mean,
if you are a fan of the month of June, you're like, June Ho. You can't wait for it, You're very excited over June. So he's got
talk about hoes, Imran.
He's got a movie coming out called Mickey 17. It's a sci-fi movie starring
It looks pretty wild.
Robert Pattinson and clones, and Robert Pattinson dying over and over again. That's coming out March 7th. Anthony, have you heard of this Mickey 17 at all?
No, not at all.
You should check out the trailer. It's got a crazy,
It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. It's got a crazy cast, and yeah, like you said, Parasite, Snowpiercer, fantastic movies. This guy, I love seeing what he's going to do next. Right, he's one of those guys. April 18th brings us Sinners. And what do you got to know? Michael B. Jordan, Ryan Coogler. That's it. Full stop. What else do you need to know? 2 Michael B. Jordans, 1 Ryan Coogler. I will go to see anything with those names attached. May 2nd brings us Thunderbolts, Marvel's second movie for the year. May 23rd, Mission Impossible Final Reckoning, the possible last Ethan Hunt, Tom Cruise movie, big stunts. May 30th, Karate Kid Legends, Jackie Chan, Daniel LaRusso. What's his real name? Ralph Macchio. Ralph Macchio and a new kid and a new Karate Kid movie in 2025. It's crazy. June 6th brings us Ballerina, a John Wick story. Anna de Armas being Ballerina and John Wick being in this a lot more, I think, than we think he's going to be in it. So it's just like a John Wick 2.5 almost. July 2nd, Jurassic World Rebirth, Scarlett Johansson, Mahershala Ali, a new set of Jurassic World movies. Dinosaurs always make money. July, then we get into July, which is crazy. So July 2nd, Jurassic World Rebirth. July 11th, the following week, Superman. And then 2 weeks after that, July 25th, The Fantastic Four First Steps. I still think one of these movies is going to move their dates because that's packed. That's crazy month. Here's a weird one. August 1st. Did you guys know they're doing a Naked Gun reboot?
No.
With Leslie Neeson. Sorry.
He's still alive?
No, Liam Neeson in the Leslie Nielsen role. That's what I meant to say.
Oh, Liam Neeson.
Yes. The names are very similar.
Why do you have Leslie Nielsen
Because
in here?
that's who is in the original, and I meant to put Liam Neeson playing Frank Drebin, which is an amazing pick. Like to see him do comedy, deadpan comedy, like the brilliant Leslie Nielsen did, deadpan comedy. I think that could work. August 15th, Nobody 2. We love the first one. Yeah.
Little surprised that the second one came out.
Yeah. Little John Wick light there. Loved the first one.
Well, the guy who's in it, he had a heart attack.
Odenkirk did. After Nobody, right? It was after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, is he alive?
Oh, yeah, he's fine. He did recover. But if he's back doing the action, I mean, it's a movie that made Baba Odenkirk look like a badass, which is an amazing achievement. October 10th, Tron Ares. Ruggs, I think you might be looking forward to this one.
Sure.
A new Tron movie. November 7th, did you guys know they're making a Running Man remake /
That's hilarious. I think we talked about that briefly.
Glenn Powell featured in this one. November 7th, also same weekend, Predator Badlands. And the last movie on the list for our purposes, December 19th, brings us Avatar Fire and Ash. Avatar 3. James Cameron, big budget, lots of crazy effects. And then Justin Zwerner did post a large graphic grid of even more movies, all these movies plus more things. We'll discuss some honorable mentions after we give our top 5. So let's do this. Starting with number 5, Anthony, I'm going to have you give me your number 5 pick.
Oh, wow. Putting me on the spot.
Yes. Fuck it. Let's do it. Let's go.
Number 5, I am going to go with... Fuck, this is tough. You can tell I didn't prep for this.
I know, and I was making this list, and it was a little harder than I thought. I thought I had it.
All right, number 5, I'm going to go with Thunderbolts.
Okay.
And the reason I'm going with Thunderbolts is while I didn't initially like the team that they picked, I've liked the trailers. I also am a little biased because I was in Comic-Con and saw the first time they showed footage.
Oh, that's right.
And I'm curious to see how it plays out. I like the Sentry.
Yeah.
I know he's in the movie.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious to see how this movie pans out and what they have in store because I've been convinced by the trailers thus far that this might be worth watching.
Okay, I have that movie on my list. Also, Ruggs, you have that movie on your list?
No.
Okay. It'll come up on my list, but I would just say I saw this article, Sebastian Stan kind of saying that they have a very John Hughes, Brad Peck like chemistry. And I think that's what I'm looking forward to.
That's you know what? I didn't know that, but I'm a big fan of the Brat Pack.
We went through a whole Brad Peck thing. We reviewed a couple of movies, and in that last trailer, the chemistry between them looks a lot of fun. And yeah, it is on my list, and it should be a fun time. Ruggs, what's your number 5?
My number 5 is going to be Nobody 2.
Oh, snap. Ooh. All right. Why is it number 5?
Because I know it's going to be good.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure it'll be a fun time. It's not going to be a big budget movie. I don't really like big budget movies anymore.
Right.
Super corporate movies anymore. I get tired of them. And I think that this is going to be a kind of like mid-tier action film. And it's not going to be wall-to-wall action, but it'll be enjoyable enough that it'll probably be worth seeing in the theater.
I love the first one, and Christopher Lloyd has got a crazy role in that one. I guess in the second one, Sharon Stone joining the cast, Connie Nielsen, and Tom Hanks' kid, Colin Hanks. And I think it's being directed by someone else. Who is this? Timo? I can't even say his name. It's TJAHJANTO. Jajanto?
I don't know how to say that.
Jajanto? No. He is taking over the directing chops. He did VHS. So, all right, Nobody too interesting. I have number 5, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. I've gotten sucked into these movies.
I have that on my list, but it's further down the list.
I mean, you got Tom Cruise running the stunt behind the scenes he gave us for that last one with that bike jump into the base jump. That was just thrilling.
It's a lock. It's going to be a good movie. It's a lock.
Yeah.
It's not going to fail you.
Yeah.
It's got Haley Atwell in it.
Yeah.
It's got
Rebecca
Tom
Ferguson,
Cruise.
I think. Tom Cruise.
She died in the last one.
Oh,
right?
she did. That's right. She got shot in the last one on the
Or
bridge.
did she?
Or did she? On the bridge. You couldn't save her. Vanessa Kirby in the last one. But if this is the end, do they kill him? How do they leave it? Anthony, is this one on your list or on your radar?
Dead Reckoning. I mean, sorry, Final Reckoning.
Yeah, Mission Impossible.
No, it is on my radar. It's not on my list.
Okay,
I had a tough time figuring out if I wanted to put this on my top 5, but I do. It is on my radar, and there's no way it can't be similar to what Ruggs said about why Nobody 2 is on his list.
Yeah,
there's no way.
Right,
it's not gonna be good.
Yeah, I want to know there's a bigger stunt he's hiding or something in there, and everyone's gonna show up to watch.
Tom Cruise, as the kids say right now, does not miss.
I mean, he's and
if he does miss, he's dead. So he can't miss.
Then maybe he makes that space movie. When will he ever do that? I want to see it. Okay, number 4 is Anthony. What do you got?
Number 4s for me. Number 4s, I am going to go with Fantastic Four: First Steps.
Oh, snap! At number 4. Okay. Okay.
Yep, because same thing. I like the cast of this. I think Marvel has a lot riding on this movie. I think they want to make the Fantastic Four a thing. Like I said earlier, I like the cast. I saw some early concept footage.
Oh yeah.
What's his name? Pedro Pascal is basically the daddy of everybody right now. He's giving zaddy vibes, as the kids would say. So, yep, that's number 4.
Yeah, Marvel's first family, important characters from the comics, done for the 3rd time. And 4th if you count that one fucking Corman movie.
It's the 4th. It does.
It's the 4th time. Will they get it right is what everybody wants to know. Hard to do. Okay. Ruggs, what's your number 4?
Karate Kid Legends.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, that's a no-brainer, too.
Yep.
I don't know if it's going to be a good movie, but I'm going to see it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm seeing it as soon as it comes out. I love the first Karate Kid and the second Karate Kid. I'll even throw in the third one because they're all 3 of them are actually tied together and they work well together. Yeah. Even though that there's some hand-fisted stuff, but as a trilogy of movies, I think it's pretty strong, actually. So I love those movies. The first one's an all-timer. It's a classic. It's a staple.
Yeah.
And another Karate Kid movie. It sounds like blasphemy to me.
Yeah.
But I saw the trailer and I was like, whoa, this looks like a serious business karate movie. So I'm down.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's on Anthony's list, and I really struggled.
Perhaps.
I know it is. I'm not even going to ask. I had this. This was like I was battling between this and Mission Impossible for my 5th movie because that trailer got me, and this would be like number 6 or tie for 5th for me. So my number 4 is Thunderbolts, which we've talked about. So let's go to number 3, Anthony.
Number 3. By the way, this list much tougher than I thought it would be. Because I don't have it in my top 5 doesn't mean I'm not anticipating.
See, and you wanted me to put even more fucking movies in this list. How much harder would that have been?
It would be difficult for sure. Yeah. So I appreciate you, Imran. I appreciate you doing all the work every week.
Trying to help.
Please continue to do this forever and ever.
Son of a bitch.
Number 3, Predator Badlands.
Oh, nice. All right.
I love Predator. Prey was the surprise of, well, not the surprise of the year, maybe, but it was an awesome surprise. It's the same. Trachtenberg is involved in this too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. Director Dan Trachtenberg.
So I'm all about different Predator adventures and doing all different types of things. So Predator 3.
Yeah, no, that's cool. If it could keep up the thing ahead with Prey, not much about this. Elle Fanning is in there, and I'm not really sure what it's going to be about or when it's going to be. So, yeah, very curious. Ruggs, what do you think about Predator Badlands?
I'll watch it. Yeah, right? I'm not like super stoked about it.
Yeah.
Prey was like, I feel like a very lucky role for them.
Yeah,
like they rolled a really good. They rolled a really good roll there, and they got all the shit lined up correctly, and it seemed to hit. But can they do it twice? I don't know. I'm not sure. I have very little faith in some things, but why not? I mean, all the Predator movies besides the first one have been terrible. So
right, Prey was like the best one since the first one.
Yeah. So
I'll just say one thing on that. I threw on Predator 2 the other day, and it's I wouldn't say it's got a little charm to it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's not.
I'm sure it does.
Yeah.
I'm sure it does, but I don't think it holds the candle to the first one.
I mean, you got Danny Glover.
Yeah, the great
Lethal Weapon versus Predator.
Great Danny Glover performance.
That's true. But you got Gary Busey in there.
And Gary Busey.
Yes. I loved him in that.
Yeah,
you got what's his name in there? You got Game Over, man. He's dead.
Bill Paxton is in there too?
Bill Paxton's in there too, yeah.
Dude, Gary Busey, Under Siege. Come on. It's fucking fantastic. Ruggs, where were you? Number 3? What's your number 3? Where are we?
Number 3 is going to be I had Mission Impossible on my list, so I crossed that out, right?
Okay.
So number 3 on my list is Ballerina.
Oh. John Wick.
So I love me John Wick.
Yeah.
I like action movies. I like action movies that are done by Stileski and his ilk.
Yeah.
I'm sure that Stileski is going to Stahelski or whatever the fuck his name is going to have some kind of producer involvement or whatever in this movie.
I believe it's directed by Len Wiseman, but I believe Stahelski had like jumped in to punch up some choreography.
So I'm sure that it's probably going to be interesting watch. A good action movie.
I mean, that trailer I really liked. Like Ana de Armas was bringing it. I felt it.
It looked good.
And then like seeing all of Keanu in there, like if it's even, if he's in there like 40%, it'd be amazing. What are your?
I don't think he's going to be in there that much.
What are your expectations for Ballerina, Anthony?
I don't think he's going to be in it that much, but the fact that it's a John Wick movie,
yeah.
It has Ana de Armas, who's a good looking chick, but she's got a lot to live up to, and I think they will do the best they can. I don't know if it'll be as good, but they're gonna. I don't see them ramping down the action or anything like that.
I mean, she was like in Gray Man, there was a lot of gunplay, and like when I buy her when she's holding a gun and shooting somehow, like I see the training. And they have great built-in lore with Angelica Houston as the director of like the Russian ballerinas. They're all hit. Like that's fascinating. I love the world of John Wick.
Well, she did that other movie that's on Apple TV.
Yeah,
where she's a spy. So she's done this before a couple times.
Yeah. What was that one? Well, she was in Ghosted too, and The Gray Man. That was the one.
Yeah,
Eden.
Ghosted.
She's in another movie. All right, my number 3 is gonna be a movie I'm as nervous about as I am anticipating, and it's Captain America: Brave New World. I mean, it's a Captain America movie, and the storyline behind this with the reshoots and the issues and all the like showing us the Red Hulk. Now the trailer I thought was fantastic. Can they land this? Can they nail it, or is it going to be a mess? I'm very curious.
I thought about having that on my list because if you judge it by the trailers itself, it looks good,
right?
But then we know about the reshoot, so it makes me I don't know what I'm anticipating for that.
The reshoots will either help make it phenomenal or it'll like just miss the mark. Ruggs, what about you on Captain America? What are your feelings?
Well, I won't just make this blanket statement is that I don't have any Marvel stuff on any of my lists.
Wow.
TV or movies.
Okay. All right.
So this is not on my list either.
All right. Interesting.
Wow.
It's a failed company to me.
Yeah, but this is the beginning of them trying to
it's not.
right the ship.
No, it's not.
After they had one movie out last year, they had all this time to fix these things they're working on. You better fucking figure this shit out, Marvel.
Listen, if it's good, I'll say it's good.
Plus Harrison Ford as the president and Red Hulk. Come on,
That's
it's great. I love Harrison Ford. He's amazing on Shrinking.
I mean, if I'm going to have faith in one movie, we already talked about it. It's the other one. But
okay.
It's a Thunderbolts.
Anthony, number 2.
Number 2 is Superman.
Oh shit. Okay.
Because similar to what I said about Fantastic Four and that being a thing, and even ramped up times at least 10 to 20, this has to be a thing for DC.
Yeah.
This Superman needs to be awesome. It needs to make a ton of money. It needs to be a movie that people watch and they go, I believe in James Gunn's vision for this.
Yeah.
Superman needs to be on the level of what Iron Man and Captain America and all these Marvel heroes have become. Spider-Man. And even though Superman's been around, one of the longest and is supposed to be up there, the box office numbers would say he's not there and he hasn't been there for a while. So this is the amount of pressure on this movie. I think the only thing I can compare the amount of pressure that is on this movie to what we've seen recently is when the Avengers first came out.
Yeah. Yep.
Because there was a lot of pressure on that movie too.
Yep.
And people didn't think you could do a team up, and you couldn't do. You bring in all these disparate characters into one movie. You can do it in the comics? Can you do it on real big screen? They nailed it.
Yes.
That needs to be what this movie is. It doesn't need to be Avengers in terms of it's not obviously a different story,
right?
But it needs to have that kind of impact, in my opinion.
I mean,
so that's a lot of pressure on one man,
right?
And the entire crew that's made this.
But just how like Kevin Feige's job was kind of on the line at that moment. Easily, James Gunn, Peter Safran's positions as heads of studio are on the line. But
when it's on the line, I mean, there's just a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
The way that I think about it is that I'm waiting to see, is this going to be the DC Comics come alive? Like when I watch the Justice League cartoon, the one that they made like 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
That Justice League, it's like the comics come to life, right?
Yeah.
And if that's what this is, then cool. It's going to be cool. But if it's just James Gunn and it's just another James Gunn version of the DC universe, it's almost like a Zack Snyder version of the DC. It's not the DC universe. It's a version of it. It's like this kind of, it's like this, funny, goofy take on it. So, I don't know if I'm going to love it. I'm going to watch it. I'm really excited to see what he does. So I'm excited about it, but I don't know what I'm going to get. I'm still up in the air.
I think you should be expecting a James Gunn version of the DC universe. The man has a very strong sense of style.
But that's not his job, I don't think.
That's the thing. Him getting this position as a writer, director, creator, filmmaker,
like he should not have made this film,
is a separate job skill than being the head, like Kevin Feige, right?
Yeah, he shouldn't have made the film. He shouldn't have gotten this personal into it.
I mean, he wrote all the Creature Commandos also, which we'll discuss later.
But that's a very James Gunn thing.
Yeah,
that's fine. That's his wheelhouse.
Yeah.
He's doing the same old.
But the mistake may have been him deciding to take on writing and directing.
Well, I think he's trying to set the tone.
Sure.
Going, hey, if anyone's going to do it, I'll do Superman. I'll set the tone for what this is, and I will take on the project that I'm sure a lot of people want, but also the project that's just been kind of, I mean, Superman, you guys talked about it. Superman really hasn't been what you guys have liked out of Superman since the 70s.
Yeah.
Well, the whole entire thing is that when you take a property and you translate it and you do it right, like Peter Jackson did with Lord of the Rings, like he was very earnest about it. He was very like, I'm taking the Lord of the Rings. I'm doing Lord of the Rings. I'm not doing Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings. I'm doing I'm doing it as best as I can to translate it, bring it to life. And that's what needs to happen.
Yeah.
But, that's not what's going. I don't think that's what's going to happen. I really don't think, from what I've seen, and it could be a good movie. I'm not saying it can't be a fun movie, but I feel like this whole other version of what these things are, they're not earnest. They're kind of they're self-inserting. They're putting themselves into it and not thinking about what the material is. So, will I hate it? No, I probably won't hate it. I probably will enjoy it in the moment, but I am not sure what I'm getting yet.
No,
I could be wrong.
No, but
I could be wrong.
You're right. I'm not sure either, because we have yet to hear him talk or deliver lines. It could be charming. He could deliver.
Personally, I think he should never have touched this project.
So I've read conflicting reports of some early screenings of this movie over on the Hot Mic with Jeff Snyder, John Roca. They both know people who have seen screenings and reached out to them and said the early tests are not good. John Roca said the guy told him the tone reminded him of Captain America, the First Avenger, and The Mummy. Now, I'm not sure which The Mummy he's talking about.
The Mummy?
Yeah, that's what he said. But this is why you do these test screenings. There's still a ton of time. And I'm sure James Gunn's on the job figuring it out. But again, as a Kevin Feige of this thing, he's creatively involved. He's got to look at the big picture and look at getting teams that will also match the tone. So this is going to be a lot to juggle if you're making movies and you want to direct a lot of this shit like Peacemaker and maybe Clayface. Okay. That was your number 2, right, Anthony?
That's correct.
Ruggs, what's on your number 2?
Number 2. Well, I had Superman.
On number 2? Same as Anthony?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
I think I gave away all my stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoa. Okay. Well, my number 2, I have Fantastic Four: The First Steps at number 2. I am excited because new characters.
My number. Oh, you're number 2.
Yeah, because your number 2 is also Superman. Anthony's number 2 is Superman.
Right.
My number 2, Fantastic Four. I'm looking forward to this like crazy neo-60s, neo-futuristic style, great cast, like you mentioned, but new characters, and any attempt at trying to do this earnestly is going to be so interesting because it is a hard property to pull off. It shouldn't be, but turns out kind of is. Okay, number ones then. Anthony, I think I know what your number one is.
Yes, my number one, which would have not been number one until I saw the trailer and then decided to watch it 20 times, is Karate Kid Legends.
Yeah.
And the reason why is I just think it was an awesome trailer, and I love Karate Kid. And while there's definitely not the pressure. In fact, if you were going just by which one has the most riding on it, it's Superman, in my opinion.
Right.
But Karate Kid Legends, I'm intrigued by the fact that you have Cobra Kai, which is about to end and has been the surprise for the past few years, revitalized the franchise. Because similar to Ruggs' comment on Predator, there was not been very many good Karate Kid movies for a long time. Part 3 was really bad. Part 4 was really bad. Thing was dead in the water. Cobra Kai on YouTube Red, which doesn't exist anymore, pops out, and all of a sudden this thing comes out of nowhere and does well. Then they decided they announced a movie, but it's with Ralph Macchio and is it Ralph Macchio?
Yeah,
Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
So now you're saying this Jackie Chan movie is in canon. So I'm curious to see how that plays out.
Yeah.
Then you have the trailer, which I think was a really well cut trailer.
Yeah.
You have this new kid, Ben Wang.
Yeah.
It seems like they're going very heavy on the action, which has not been much of a thing in a movie that is considered Karate Kid, that's called Karate Kid.
Right.
The action has been every time been it's really not about the action, it's more about the story.
Yeah.
So the fact that they're leaning into the action, I'm curious how they weave that in. And Karate Kid. Out of nowhere. I would not have said that until I saw that trailer.
Man, that trailer got
this
me.
list I feel like can change too when you see more footage and trailers.
Absolutely. Some of these
stories, developments that come out.
Yeah. Some of these things that have we have no information, just the title and a release date. But man, people are still like discovering Cobra Kai like every day. I was just talking to somebody about it the other day. They're like, is Cobra Kai good? I was like, it's amazing. You gotta watch. So it's crazy. Like 40 years later, it's fucking still in the zeitgeist. Ruggs, what's your number one then?
Mission Impossible.
Oh shit, you got that at number one. Nice.
Shit.
Why?
Yeah, because I know it's going to deliver.
Yeah.
I know it's going to deliver. I know it's going to be a send off to the end of the thing. Look, that last movie, even though it didn't do well at the box office, it was great.
It was great, and it was a shame just because of the timing that came out a week before Oppenheimer. Couldn't get IMAX screens because of Oppenheimer. And it sucked for him, but it's very good. Even though you got two old guys fighting each other on top of a train.
Still great.
Still great.
When you can make that great,
right?
You got something.
Right. All right. That's a good one.
That's the trend now. Old guys fighting.
Yeah.
There's no young guys doing
Old man action. That's true. Old man. You think Timothy Chalamet is going to be punching people? I don't think so. Old man action.
We need people who want to be action stars to be action stars.
Glenn Powell's too good looking. He's like, no, don't mess with the face.
Arnold just wanted to be an action hero. He wanted, and then so did Stallone. Like even Stallone, he went back in his old age, wanted to do action movies. It's in his blood. You need someone that wants to do this shit.
It's all up to Frank Grillo, man. All hopes rest on Grillo.
Well, he's old too.
He's old, but he's younger than them, so he's got maybe another 5 years.
Is he old? I think he's turning 60.
Yeah, I think that's about Keanu's age too. So, okay, my number one is Superman, and we've discussed why it's gonna be a very important movie. I also found it interesting anecdotally that some people were like at work, they watched it, they were kind of underwhelmed, and largely people were like another Superman movie kind of thing. But it had broke all these records for trailer views, and like all the other trailers that have broke those records have made a lot of money. Do you think this movie needs or gets to $1 billion? I don't think it's got to be huge. It's got to be just good enough to set this tone to move forward in the big picture sense, right?
I don't know.
I think it's got to be both good and make $1 billion.
Yeah. Wow. That's a lot. That's a lot. If it doesn't, is it, a disappointment? Man,
now it's not going to be about the movie. It's going to be about the marketing of the movie.
Yeah.
So they're going to figure out what angle they could get to get people. Is it the romance angle?
Right.
Because people love Lois and Clark and them. Will they, won't they? Is he going to tell her that he's Superman and show him the super dick? Are we going to get that?
She's going to get the super D?
Yeah. Oh, what's happening with
And
that?
like, how much do you show in these next few trailers without giving everything away? But I think we need a little bit of the story. And I need to see him like smile. You should smile more. I need to hear some lines. I need to see some charm in some lines. And I think I'll feel better.
You mean him saying home wasn't enough for you?
I mean, he said it pretty good. I mean, he pronounced all the letters. Blood came out. But you got crypto. All right. So I do want to mention some other movies that are coming out next year that are not in our wheelhouse, but possibly going to be huge. Such as there's the Wolfman movie. It's coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Very soon. I saw a trailer for that. Looks good.
That actually looks pretty good.
Right? Yeah. That was kind of intriguing. Ke Huy Quan has like an action movie called Love Hurts. You've probably seen the trailer for that.
Yeah.
Looks fun. You got the live action Snow White. That's going to be definitely controversial. Probably.
Yeah.
You got what else we got? Oh, there's another Final Destination movie coming out. There's a live action Lilo and Stitch movie coming out. Pixar has a movie called Elio. That's going to be their big movie.
It's about pizza.
Is it about Elio's Pizza? Did they make cheesecake? There's a live action How to Train Your Dragon that people are getting excited about.
I saw that trailer.
Yeah.
Just real quick, I saw that trailer, and I mean, it's like beat for beat the same as the...
And the dragon looks the same.
Dragon looks
that's the thing. I just went
toothless or whatever.
Why do we need a live action one?
Those movies are actually, they're really good. They're pretty good.
They are great. You don't need to remake them.
I don't know why they're remaking them. It's already like good CG animation.
Yeah, the dragon looking like the dragon from the animated was kind of throwing me off.
They should have at least like maxed it out a little bit more.
Yeah, made it a little more menacing or something.
They grounded it just a little bit more.
Here's an interesting one. 28 years later, what's his name returning? Danny Boyle returning, and I think Cillian Murphy returning, and Alex Garland writing the third in this zombie trilogy.
Could be interesting.
Brad Pitt's got this F1 movie about race cars, racing movie. You got another
F1's hot right now, so
you got a Megan sequel 2.0. Another I Know What You Did Last Summer movie, I guess.
Whoa.
Another Conjuring.
That's going to be rough.
Another Conjuring. I don't know if that whole cast is coming back, but I hope so. I don't think Freddie Prinze Jr. has aged much. So
those Scream films have done really well.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
You have that coming back. You got another Conjuring and another Saw movie. Saw 11. This year.
There's another Mortal Kombat.
And then there's Mortal Kombat 2. Remember that Mortal Kombat movie? It was all right. With what's his name?
It was It was
Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze are coming back.
Oh my God, they're both going to be in it.
I mean, I'll tell you what though. As a kid, when that movie came out, I was a teenager, the original, and I was really into that.
The first one's pretty good.
I thought it was a fun movie. Yeah. Had a hot cast.
Yeah.
All the hotties from then.
Yeah, they were all in there.
Yeah, they're all like TV stars at the moment.
Jennifer Love Hewitt, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Ryan Phillippe, and Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yeah,
at their best.
The first one, it's not bad at all. Mortal Kombat 2 should be interesting. And then the other Wicked is going to come out. I still need to see that. Disney has Zootopia 2, which will probably make a lot of money. But and the Michael Jackson documentary called Michael with his nephew playing him. It's coming out in October. I'm kind of excited. For me.
I have one honorable mention I didn't talk about that was on your list, Imran. I didn't say a word about it, but I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
I know Ruggs generally hates remakes.
Yeah.
But The Running Man with, what's his name? With Norman Powell.
Glenn Powell.
I think Glenn Powell, excuse me. Norman Powell.
Norman Powell. What the fuck is that?
Who's Norman Powell? Is that the ex? Was that in Bush's cabinet?
Oh, yeah. He was the head.
Powell.
Yeah, that's
Colin Powell. That's
Powell.
Norman Powell. Who the fuck is Norman Powell? I think that The Running Man, that potentially could be a lot of fun too.
Josh Brolin is also in this. Oh, and
he's in it?
Yeah.
In the remake.
And it's written and directed by Edgar Wright. I am suddenly
that's right.
more excited.
Oh, my God.
Well, that's right and it's wrong. William H. Macy, Michael Cera, Sean Hayes.
Michael
Cera's in it? Yeah.
Is he going to be one of the bad guys? He's going to be Sub-Zero?
He's going to get killed first.
You got to make him one of the bad guys.
Lee Pace, Chief Hunter. Ooh, that could be good. Man, Lee Pace hasn't had a good role in a while. Ever since what was he in?
So now I'm more intrigued by you reading that cast.
Ronan the Accuser.
Ronan, yeah, Ronan in the MCU. He's great. He's got a great presence. Yeah, Running Man. That's coming out in November. That we're gonna have to check that out. We might have to review the original before, and then.
Yeah. The original is great.
That'll be a scream.
Sub-Zero is now plain zero.
But I hope you leave enough room for my fist because I'm going to ram it into your stomach and break your goddamn spine.
Listener, join this conversation. Let us know what are your most anticipated movies out of this list or any list. You can join our Facebook group. It's called Jock and Nerd Nation. Jock and Nerd. There is a link in the episode description. It's an exclusive closed group just for you. We're also on the Twitters and the Instagrams. You can leave your picks there. We'll share them on the show. Let's quickly do some most anticipated television, which is even a larger list that I culled down to just certain things that are within our interest. And it's hard to really find out what's coming out like later in 2025. But here's what we got from Marvel. Marvel's has 9 things next year. Remember, 3 movies and all this. Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man animated January 29th. A new trailer came out for that. Put a pin in that. We will return to that in a second. Daredevil Born Again, March 4th. Ironheart live action, June 24th. Eyes of Wakanda animated in August. Marvel Zombies animated in October. And then Wonder Man, Yahya Abdul-Mateen live action, December. Okay. We also have Invincible Season 3 returning very soon in a month, February 6th. You have the final episodes of Cobra Kai coming out February 13th. What a year. Karate Kid on the big screen and the little screen, same year. What the fuck? Some of these I don't have dates for, but we will have a season 2 of Last of Us over on HBO Max. Squid Game season 3 will be coming out on Netflix. Alien Earth on FX Hulu. This is the Noah Hawley prequel. And we never thought aliens were on Earth, but apparently they were way before the movies. Peacemaker season 2 coming out in August. The Sandman season 2 on Netflix. From Disney, Star Wars Andor season 2, finally, April 22nd. Game of Thrones will give us another spinoff, A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, which is the Dunk and Egg story, the 2 dudes. Stranger Things. Remember that show? It's not done yet. Season 5.
How old are those kids?
They're like 40 years old. We've watched Millie Bobby Brown grow up from like an 11-year-old to like.
And now she's just Bobby Brown.
Now she's just Bobby Brown, and she looks a lot like him. It's weird. And then finally, Black Mirror season 7. I love me some Black Mirror, but
you are a Black Mirror guy.
Unfortunately, real life is almost surpassed what they can do in these shows because Black Mirror is supposed to be a reflection of our dystopian future, but all that shit has happened. So we'll see where they go with this. Let's start with Rugs this time. Rugs, number 5 on your list for most anticipated television show of 2025.
Invincible.
Oh, nice. All right.
Yeah,
You still
I like
digging
Invincible.
it? Yeah.
It's still a good time.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's earnest. It's doing the comic as best as it can. It's bringing it to life as best as it can, and I appreciate that.
It is on my list. There is a season 3 trailer. You guys, Anthony, comment on Invincible? Did you watch that trailer?
I did watch that trailer. I like the trailer.
Yeah.
I like the twists and turns because what's cool about Invincible is you think the story is. I haven't read the comics at all, so you think the story is this pretty easy story to tell, but they always throw in these different things that are happening. So, for example, in that trailer, Mark's getting more powerful, but then all of a sudden at the end, the dude with the weird face that's been working with him, forget his name. All of a sudden,
yeah,
Cecil and hurt him.
Yeah.
So there's always these twists and turns and things that are happening that keep the show intriguing. They always add new characters, and it's fun.
He's got a little brother now, right? Who's purple.
A little brother, yeah, that too.
Yeah,
and
throw him in the mix, and then you got Omni-Man still, trying to decide what to do. I'm still digging the show. It still shocks and surprises me. It's also on my list. But Anthony, let's go to you. What's your number 5?
This is tough. This list was tough for me.
Yeah.
Will say that I am glad that not only the TV, but the movies that are on these lists that Imran curated exist because it gives us things to do and talk about.
Yeah.
Makes me get to hang out with you 2 old motherfuckers.
There's a lot.
We don't know how old Rug Boy is.
Yeah.
It's unknown how old Rug Boy is.
Indeterminate age.
But Imran, I know, at least looks old. So there's that. But my number 5 is Invincible as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yep.
My number 5 is Cobra Kai. Final episodes of Cobra Kai. Come on, this is going to be great. I can't wait for the melodrama and the cheese and any more guest stars and random people from
Mandy Moore.
What did I say? Mandy Moore? Was she?
Yeah.
Was she in one of these movies?
No.
We'll get her anyways. I don't.
Mandy Moore.
I didn't say Mandy Moore. I said I don't know what I said. I'm not sure.
I don't either. I misheard you, or you definitely said Mandy Moore.
I think he said many more.
Many more.
Oh, okay.
And just whether they'll hint to anything that's going to happen in that.
Do you remember who Mandy Moore is?
Oh yeah. She was, and then wasn't she on that show? This Is Us. Also,
I guess.
recently? Yeah.
I just remember her as a teeny pop star.
Yeah, from Disney. She's a Disney product, also. Maybe.
I think
I don't know.
you might be right.
Who knows?
Who knows?
She did Tangled, I think.
So Cobra Kai. I'm sure this is going to come up again. So we will go to Rug Boys number 4.
Number 4 is Peacemaker.
Oh, nice.
I enjoyed Peacemaker. It is the perfect James Gunn vehicle because he's using these little known characters and he's getting to play around with them just like he did with Guardians of the Galaxy. Very James Gunn thing to do. And he does it well. So
I mean, I fucking love that first season. John Cena, comedic revelation. Really surprised. And the vigilante, also hilarious. And the bird, and the big kaiju thing. Great show. Okay, Anthony, number 4.
Number 4. So Peacemaker's not on my list, but I really enjoy Peacemaker. I'm sure I'll enjoy watching it. Number 4 for me, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, Game of Thrones.
Oh, shit. Really?
Oh, shit.
Get the
Yes,
fuck
we don't
out.
know anything about it.
Yeah, there's like one photo
Really?
about it. That's it.
But what is the House of the Dragon?
House of the Dragon was great.
Has reeled me back in.
Yeah.
And so I think Game of Thrones as a whole, while it ended really disappointingly, we can all agree on that. It wasn't the ending that anyone wanted. Where's there been 10 seasons of Game of Thrones?
Well, it was 8.
When you include,
with those 2.
include House of Dragon.
10, yes, 10 then.
And I honestly can say, in my opinion, I only didn't like one season.
Yeah, there's definitely better good.
So it's a 90% rate. This will be good.
Yeah.
I'll take those odds.
All right. I'm low key interested in that too. The same reason. Like I'm willing to take a risk on some Game of Thrones thing because
I didn't put that on my list because I just don't know anything about it.
Yeah, you can look up Dunkin' Egg. It's from the books and shit. Obviously.
What do you dunk your eggs in?
Tabasco sauce. Something. Nothing. My nuts.
What do you like putting? What do you like putting on your omelet?
I mean, you don't really need much. Just a little salt and pepper. And that's
in your omelet.
In the
Yeah,
omelet.
that's just eggs.
Yeah, it's just eggs.
Yeah, that would just be eggs.
Just eggs.
An omelet, you have to put something in it.
Oh, omelet. I guess you could. Yeah, you chop up some veggies and some stuff.
Oh, God,
He never had an
that
omelet.
was a great answer.
I don't think he's ever had an omelet.
I make really good omelets actually.
But why can't you answer this question? It's just
Mushrooms? You
It's
put
a
mushrooms in an omelet?
reasonable question to ask.
Like a Denver omelet?
You're very much you've never had an omelet, have you?
No, I make omelets all the time. Get the fuck out of here.
Like I usually go with the meat lovers omelet. I get like
Same.
the bacon, I get the sausage, I get the cheese in there.
Sometimes you get a little ham.
Yeah.
And then a little parsley for garnish.
You throw maybe some green peppers or some tomato. Come on, Imran.
No, you
Jesus
need
Christ.
some color. You chop up some tomatoes, some
You
onions.
said salt and pepper.
I thought you meant.
And then you said vegetables and a little something
I thought
else.
you meant like seasoning. So a little garlic powder, a little onion powder. I don't know. This
is like when you talked about air frying Brussels sprouts or the other whatever you said randomly.
Yeah, he never did it. He never
salt
did
and
it.
pepper is done. You get a crispy little treat. Same thing. A little olive oil, a little salt and pepper. You put on your eggs.
That wasn't like a setup to get you. I was just literally legitimately asking you. You mentioned eggs, and that came to mind.
I thought you meant just like fried eggs, but you said omelet, and So
All right.
fried eggs. You didn't really. I like.
I
Fried
don't know
eggs.
how we got here, but here
What
we
are we
are.
talking
What are
about?
we talking about? Number
Dunkin' eggs. Yeah.
Dunkin' eggs. Oh yeah, that's right.
That was your number 4. My number 4
Yeah.
is Invincible season 3. So we already talked about that. Rugs, number 3.
We talked about Cobra Kai.
Yeah. That's your number 3?
So my number 3, and I said Peacemaker.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say Last of Us season 2.
That's a good one.
I can't say that I'm really chomping at the bit for it, but I know it's going to be good. That's the thing. It's like, it's not my, like, I'm not like, I need to see another zombie type show.
Right.
It's like, it's not something that I'm like pining for, but I know it's going to be good because it's HBO and HBO doesn't really fuck around with it. They're at least enjoyable to watch. They're at least worth watching. So I know that that's going to be good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I've not played the second game, so I'm looking forward to all the crazy shit that's going to happen. Anthony, you still into Last of Us? You can watch it?
Yeah, it might even be on my list.
Oh, shit. Okay, well, what's your number 3 then?
My number 3. This was tough for me, but I feel like I have to throw a Marvel show on here.
Yeah.
Even though I don't really like the Marvel shows that much. What's his name? Agatha was a good him.
Yeah.
Her name Agatha was a surprise.
Yes.
Pleasant surprise.
Yes.
But I want to see what Daredevil Born Again is like.
Okay.
Was it 24 episodes? That's
no. It's going to be like 9. It started out at 18.
Oh, okay.
And
they pared that down, so I got that wrong.
Yeah, they're probably just splitting up that 18 into 2 seasons, right? But
yeah. Well, regardless, Daredevil was amazing on Netflix. I loved all 3 seasons. Then they brought Daredevil over to the MCU. He had a cameo in Spider-Man No Way Home. That was great. His appearance in She-Hulk, while he was cool, was a little odd the way they used him.
Yeah.
He was much more comedic and walking around doing the walk of shame. Like, these are things that were very odd for that character.
Would never do that.
And they have, in my opinion, really fucked up with Fisk. So I know that they made this show and then they had to redo it. I'm very curious now. It seems like they're going to go the Netflix route on this. I love Daredevil. I want to see what they do with them and if they cannot fuck this up.
All right.
Should be a pretty, if you go with the Netflix stuff, it should be pretty easy to do it right.
Yeah, and I mean, the
formula's already written.
Yeah. And I do like, this is the show that wasn't originally going to be in the Netflix canon, and then Feige just tells everyone to stop. We're going to redo a lot of this, and it is Netflix canon, and so, it's going to be exciting to see Bernthal's Punisher back, and I've even read some things they're saying it's darker. It's going to be even a darker tone than the Netflix show.
No chance.
Which is great, but it is on my list. Ruggs, is this on your list?
No.
Oh, okay.
Remember, you got to listen. He said there was no Marvel stuff on any of his lists.
Oh, that's right. So what is your expectation level for Daredevil then, Ruggs?
I feel like since it's been so kind of controversial and like it's been going through changes and stuff like that, my enthusiasm has waned. And so knowing that it's been a troubled project and knowing what the Marvel TV shows have done, and the only reason that I enjoyed Agatha is because I don't give a fuck about Agatha.
Sure.
Because I have no skin in the game.
Yeah.
But I love Daredevil.
Yeah.
And so if they fuck this up, or if they kind of get it wrong, now you're worrying about besmirching the legacy of Daredevil that has come out on Netflix.
Yeah.
So they fucking knocked it out of the park. And now this is going to be, if it fails, it's going to kind of tarnish the rest of it.
That's a good point. It's going to be compared to that if they fail, and you have the Penguin and stuff like that coming out, trying to set the bar there of gritty comic book shit.
I mean, like, it's just that I don't think Marvel has it in. The whole place is just unable to do this type of stuff that is in this genre properly.
I mean, they gave us this R-rated Deadpool. It's the first sign of them trying to do anything.
Did they do that though?
Was really. Ryan Reynolds? Ryan Reynolds
so.
did it and made it happen. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how far they push it.
When you can only bring it home when you have comedy as like a giant shield.
Right. Sure. Sure.
That's why I didn't pick Daredevil as my favorite. I mean, the Deadpool as my favorite movie because I felt like it had an unfair advantage of kind of being a comedy and nothing matters.
Yeah. No, I get that.
So there's no real stakes to it.
Ruggs, what do you got at where are we? Ruggs number 2, right?
I think we said all of the things that I put on my list.
We're at 3.
Yeah, but
Rug Boy 2, sorry.
Rug Boy 2. Ruggs, what did you say?
We exhausted everything on my list.
Okay, what do you have at number 2?
I had number 2. I think I had Cobra Kai, I think.
Okay, Anthony, what do you have at number 2?
Cobra Kai.
Oh shit! Well, I have.
Wait, let me just one thing on Cobra Kai.
Yes.
The way that last episode ended.
Yeah.
I was literally at the edge of my seat going, oh, what's going to happen next with that kid dying?
That was crazy. Yeah.
I also didn't expect that. It's silly as fuck, but I didn't expect that there was just going to be this huge brawl.
The huge brawl.
Where everyone just is like,
yeah, it's great.
But I'm saying
I was counting on it.
The way they got to that brawl, I wasn't expecting. So,
but I think that's like the first death in any Karate Kid thing, right? So it suddenly becomes like this crazy thing. And yeah, I mean, he didn't have to.
I mean, people should die.
Yeah, but I think it was shocking at that. It was great at that moment at the tournament in the middle of this fucking insane brawl. That was so much fun. That's going to put a damper on things. All right. My number 2, I have the return of the best thing Disney Star Wars has made, and that's Andor season 2. I can't, the first season, how great was that? The whole prison sequence with Andy Serkis, that was some of my favorite episodes, and the whole journey is great. It's Star Wars for adults with brothels. They say shit. It's great.
When did Andor season 2 come out? Or for season 1 come out?
That is a good question.
It was a while ago.
Yeah, similar to, if we ever do Squid Game.
We will do Squid Game. Similar to Squid Game or House of the Dragon. I think I would always take quality over rushing these out.
Yeah.
But I wish there was a happier medium in terms of cranking out these second and third seasons on stuff.
Andor season 1, late 2022. It's been a good
late 2022. Okay.
Yes, and
it'll be almost a little 2.5 years.
Yep, and Squid Game season 1 we reviewed on October 2021. Even farther back, and I'm supposed to remember what the fuck happened.
House of the Dragon's going to be in the same. That's the same thing we're going to say about House of the Dragon season 3 when it comes out. It's
easily going to be another year. So that is an issue I have with the modern setup of these shows is, like you said, it's good. You take your time, but like, how am I fucking supposed to remember what happened 4 years ago? Get the fuck out of here. What are you doing? Anthony, you're number 1, most anticipated.
Number 1 is Last of Us season 2.
Okay. Nice.
It's HBO.
Yeah.
The thing about Last of Us 2 is I haven't played the second game, but I know what that second game story is.
Oh, okay.
So I'm very curious to see how that plays out on screen.
Yeah, new characters, new settings, no doubt.
Yep.
There's snow. I don't know.
There's snow.
There's snow in the first one. Ruggs, what do you got at number 1?
Squid Game season 3.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, that makes me really want to watch Squid Game season 2.
I just watched season. Well, I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
I just watched season 2, and it's not a full season.
Yes.
So they just cut it right in the middle, and I'm like, I gotta see the fucking rest of this now.
Spoilers. It's like the first season was a self-contained kind of thing, leaves you on a cliffhanger. The thing happened where he had like not enough story for one season, but too much for one season, not enough. He split it up. So you have 7 episodes in the second season, and you only really get 3 games, and then it ends on a crazy cliffhanger, and then it will finish the story hopefully and close out, have some closure next year. At some point, I don't know when, but I feel like
I just stopped, and now I have to finish the rest of it.
I was kind of annoyed because I was digging it. I didn't put it on my list, but after watching season 2, it's set up for you to really want season 3. This bastards. That was great. We'll talk about that. Number 1, I have Daredevil board again, just because it's Daredevil, it's Marvel. It's again just like Captain America. They've retooled this. They spent a lot of time on this. It's time to serve it up. We don't even have a trailer for that. That's coming out in March. So very curious. All right. That's it. Any other comments about that? Look, that's a lot of shit. I think it's a lot of shit. It's a lot more than this year, and it's going to be a fun year compared to last year.
I really do hate having to wait a whole entire year to see these things.
Yeah, some of that is annoying, but
no, this is a I already don't remember what came out in 2024.
Yeah.
But this seems like an awesome year in terms of big IP stuff and interesting things happening.
Perhaps because we want like this kind of high level of production value that takes longer time to make.
Yeah.
They can't just crank these things out like a sitcom.
Yeah.
They can just they use the same set over and over again, just different stories.
That's true.
It takes more time to do these things, but
not long ago, like Sopranos era, early 2000s. Even Sopranos though lapsed a year or two. So a year is okay. Some of these, I think, anything longer, and you're risking forgetting.
I do think that's probably the case. 8 seasons of Game of Thrones between 2011 and 2019.
Oh my God!
So it can be done. Yeah, I don't know what's happening now.
And also, they're shorter.
They didn't seem like they skimped on the production for Game of Thrones.
Same thing, and they're shorter seasons. You got maybe 10 episodes average. You should just plan ahead. But so I mean, there was a strike, so. A lot of these things are coming back, and when they come back, they're appreciated. So, all right, let's take a break here. Play some promos.
Talking nerd.
Future Imran cutting in here. Now, I know what you're saying, listener. Hey, you didn't talk about the Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man trailer. Yes, I forgot, but don't worry. It will be discussed in News from the Nation just after the review. All right, back to the show. Let's take a break here. Play some promos. We'll come back, talk about What If Season 3 right after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
What's up? This is Brian, and I'm the host of Citizens of Pawnee, a Parks and Recreation podcast. That's right, a podcast dedicated to my favorite TV show, Parks and Rec. Every week, I discuss my favorite things about the show, which include character breakdowns, episode rewatches, and other random facts and tidbits about the show. You can find me on Instagram at Citizens of Pawnee Podcast and listen wherever you get your podcast now. You will literally love it.
Attention podcast listeners and YouTube watchers. I'm Logan, the host of Mostly Superheroes, a weekly pursuit for the world's best stories with an emphasis on live-action superhero stuff. Every week, join me, PC Mike, The Giggler, Scotty Scoop, and Carrie as we talk MCU, DCU, books, TV, movies, and more. MostlySuperheroes.com is where you want to be. Watch us on YouTube, listen where you get your podcast, and we'll see you Sunday on Patreon. Enjoy the rest of the show.
The Jock and Nerd Podcast.
Listener, if you enjoy this show, this is a fantastic time to support the show. Join our fan club over on Patreon. Visit jockandnerd.com/Patreon.
Jock and Nerd.
And you can give back on a monthly and annual basis. You will be a treasured producer of the show. We love our Patreon community. You get stuff like access to a bonus exclusive RSS podcast feed where the shows come out early. They are instant reactions to movies. There's movie reviews from all three of us. A lot from Ruggs and Anthony lately. Ruggs had 2 more this week.
If I watch something, I'm going to review it.
You're going to hear about it. That's weird. Yes, you're guaranteed. You can also join us for our monthly Discord hangouts. They're lots of fun. This month is January 23rd. Join us. You can also pick a movie. There's a tier where you get an exclusive t-shirt. We love all our continued supporters. jockandnerd.com/Patreon. Okay, let's get into this week's review. Ruggs, Anthony went to the bathroom, so he's not going to be with us for this. Plus, he hasn't.
What happened?
He hasn't watched the show.
Oh.
He'll be back after he's done in the bathroom.
So he said, you guys talk. I'm going to take a dump.
That is I was like, take your time, of course, because we're going to be talking about What If Season 3 from Marvel Animation Studios Television. Here's your spoilers.
Strap yourselves in, you fucks. Spoiler time.
This is the one that came out all one day per episode starting December 22nd. Was that last week? Man, week before. Ooh, time's weird. All the way through the 29th. So we have 8 episodes, and it is the final season of this show. Apparently, What If? 3rd season will be the end.
Good.
Yeah.
I say.
So here's what we're going to do. We're just going to briefly, one of us is going to give a synopsis of what happens each episode, and we will discuss whether we liked it or not. How's that sound?
Sure.
All right. Episode 1 was called What If the Hulk Fought the Avengers? Ruggs, what happens in this episode to the best of your memory?
I think Bruce Banner tries to separate himself from the Hulk.
Yes.
And he becomes like a kaiju.
The apex monster.
Yeah, he becomes a giant Hulk Godzilla, a Hulkzilla, if you will. Yeah. And all of the Avengers suit up into kind of like Jaegers or Gundam suits or whatever you want to call it to fight. So it's kind of like Pacific Rim.
Yep. It's like, yep.
And it's fun. It's kind of fun. I feel like nothing that was designed was memorable enough for me to remember it, except for the Hulk, Godzilla.
Yeah,
everything else is kind of like forgettable, but like it still was fun to watch it. Them do it.
The cast in this one, characters you get: Sam Wilson, Monica Rambeau, Bucky Barnes, Mark Spector, Moon Knight, Alexei Shostakov, Red Guardian, and Melina Vostokov, and Shang-Chi and Nakia are kind of the remaining surviving members of the Avengers who all get killed by this Apex thing, and it goes away and it comes back and defeats their giant Voltron. Yeah, it's like Voltron meets Godzilla.
Oh yeah, they form a Voltron. Yeah,
Banner has a Avengers protocol that he uses on himself and extra gamma rays himself and fights this giant Apex thing at the end. And then he's about to take over New York, and then he decides not to. And they all just fuck off into the water, I think.
They all go back in the water like Godzilla does at the end.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was fun. It was some.
I feel like the fact that it had no other bearing on the rest of the show was perfect. I like the anthology feel of that show.
Yeah.
Of that particular episode.
This one is kind of a one-off, and you get some fun battles and some good Bruce Banner, Sam Wilson conversations.
It was the cute one.
Yeah.
I wish that they had better characters in it because the roster was kind of blech, but like whatever.
Yeah, the roster, I thought another thing, the roster, some of these episodes, very interesting. I don't know if I would have picked these same characters.
The rosters are horrible in these episodes.
Okay, and let's move on to the second episode called What If Agatha Went to Hollywood? Yes, Agatha Harkness gets a show, pretty successful. Let's use her in What If. This one takes place in like old-timey Hollywood, and she is an actress during the golden age of filmmaking, and Howard Stark is directing movies, but she's really a witch who's trying to get all the power of Tiamat, the Celestial, that's in the middle of the earth, right?
Sure.
And she has Stark cast Kingo. Now, this episode gets points.
Geek boner.
For having Kumail in it. I didn't expect Kumail to show up, and he was a lot of fun. And of course, you're going to get a Bollywood dance number. Unnecessary, but let's draw them dancing.
It was fine because it was like another one that was kind of like an anthology piece.
Yeah, so Agatha's already killed all the other Eternals, taking their powers. Kingo says he knows this, and then they agree to join forces because Arishem is coming to destroy the Earth. And what happens? She sucks up all the powers, and Agatha becomes a Celestial.
Oh, shit.
It's kind of crazy. And then there's a beatdown. What'd you think of that? I thought the animation at the end of this episode, I thought was very pretty.
I was watching it, but I was tuning out a lot.
Yeah.
It wasn't really holding my interest.
I mean, this was a lot of cosmic power, like a world-ending fucking giant. Did everybody see this? Were people freaking out? But they do defeat Arishem. I forget what happens. And then somehow Kingo convinces her to just become a person again, even though she could just kill everything and rewrite reality at this point. Kind of crazy.
Yeah. I was yawning.
Overall, what would you rate? What would you say? Okay. That's fun. Okay.
Rated? That was okay. It was fine.
Number 3, episode 3, What If the Red Guardian Stop the Winter Soldier? What happens in this one, Rox?
This is like a buddy thing.
Yeah.
Kind of like Bucky and the Red Guardian end up becoming friends after the Red Guardian stops Bucky Barnes from killing Howard Stark.
So rewriting like Civil War, alternate history.
Right.
Yeah.
And so Obadiah Stane is behind all of this stuff, and they eventually go to try and kick his ass, right?
Yes. Meanwhile, you also have Bill Foster, voiced by Lawrence Fishburne, Giant Man, on chasing them down.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Actually, this episode was not too bad.
I thought their chemistry was kind of fun. David Harbour is great as the Red Guardian. There are some funny lines. You know, him yelling at the McDonald's worker for freeing herself from her nuggets. That's kind of funny. But yeah, ultimately, Bucky Barnes kind of sacrifices himself so Red Guardian can get away, and it's like how he signs up for S.H.I.E.L.D. It's fun buddy. Some good car action shootouts.
Yeah, not bad. It was like a buddy thing, so it was pretty digestible.
I did love when he pulls out that big gun, and Red Guardian's like, "Where did you get that from? Did you have that with you the whole time?" He's like, "No shooting. You have to dance with them." It's fun. Episode 4. This is a fucking wacky one. What if Howard the Duck got hitched? So, I
had no idea what the fuck this episode was.
I didn't know where it was going into. This one's crazy. At a party that Thor is throwing on Earth, Howard the Duck marries Darcy Lewis. Howard the Duck, voiced by Seth Green, Kat Dennings. And they have a baby. And this egg appears. Did she birth that egg? It was unclear. They didn't show that. And they decide to go on a cruise that the Grandmaster runs, and then realize that everybody is gunning for this egg for their baby. Everybody, meaning the Grandmaster, Yondu, Casillas, Nick Fury. At one point, they go to Jotunheim to Loki to hide out, and fucking Luffy, Malekith, Zeus, and Thanos of the Black Order show up, and essentially everybody's trying to get their baby egg. And at the end, the egg just rises up and has this energy and takes them all out. And then it's hatched, and it's this little human duck baby.
It's
named Birdie.
It's Marvel Jesus.
It's Marvel Jesus. And Fury's like, okay, you guys can raise this baby. This was a fun one too, but like just very strange.
In the Marvel universe, to make Marvel Jesus, you need to fuck a duck. That's basically what I learned from this.
So Darcy Lewis gets to achieve what Leah Thompson's character could not in the Howard the Duck movie.
That's right.
So that will be stuck in your head now. Yeah. Okay. And Birdie will return. But that was just like a wacky. So the kid is unique because there was an alignment of the 9 realms called the Convergence. There's an There's a Convergence. There's an Emergence. There's all these things.
All right.
Yeah. What do you think I want? Okay. It's fine.
It's fine.
Crazy roster. Okay.
Like if you're gonna hear my reaction to each episode, is like it's all right. Like this whole thing, we're going episode by episode, but if you want to talk about it in a whole, it's just all right.
Okay, no, I'm going episode by episode because they do start to do something a little interesting. That I was like, oh,
do they? Okay.
Yeah, episode 5. What if the Emergence destroyed the Earth? The Earth has been split by the Emergence, not the Convergence.
So the Earth blows up, but everybody's still alive.
I guess they're on the floating rocks. Is this?
And how does the Earth like rotate and shit?
It doesn't rotate. It's just pieces float. Where's the gravity coming from? I don't know. I don't know how any of this works.
How does it go around the sun?
It's like this is because of Tiamat. Yeah, I don't know. Everyone should be dead.
Everyone will die.
But they're not. And you know who's in charge? An old Quentin Beck of all people, Mysterio. Interesting choice. He has taken over Stark Industries, and he's got these drones, and this one features Riri Williams, and some of the other cast roster here is Wong, Okoye, Valkyrie, and Ying Nan, and they're fighting the Vision, and Riri becomes kind of like a human synthesized Vision, absorbing the nanites, and she's got to take down Quentin Beck before he destroys everything. And here's where I said they start to do something interesting. The Watcher intervenes in the story.
Oh shit!
Helps her out. Did the Watcher intervene in that last one? Do you remember?
Yes, I think we
did. Right? They started there. He does like flick something. He
helps Peggy out.
He does help her out. So this is like the second time you see the Watcher intervene by encouraging her to fight back, and she eventually kills Beck. Whatever. It's like this dystopian looking thing, and then you see that the upper management of the Watchers, these 3 other Watchers. Oh, they're very displeased by old Uatu's actions. What did you think of that when he started interfering? Or you didn't think that was interesting?
Well, he's done it before.
In the past seasons?
Yeah, didn't the Watcher get involved? And Peggy went into the Watcher land, and then
a little
Doctor Strange was doing crazy shit. Yeah, we all saw that.
But here they're building to, it causing a problem. Okay, next.
Yeah.
That one was fun. Whatever. The next one, what if 1872? Rugs, fun Wild West episode. What? Tell us what happens in this one. Who's in this one?
Well, this is the 6th episode, and they're tracking down Shang-Chi's sister, who became victim of the Hood.
Yes.
I don't know what the Hood.
Red Hood.
The Hood is.
I think that's
Red Hooded person.
That's the guy
not the Joker.
we're going to see in the Ironheart show. Anthony Ramos playing the Hood in Ironheart.
So Kate Bishop and Shang-Chi are two cowboys and are cow people, and they're going on the quest to find Zhu Xiling or whatever the name is,
His
her
sister,
name.
yeah.
And it's a little Western tale, and they run into like a young Jun Fan. And he's the new Iron Fist.
Oh, is that who that is?
Yeah, young Iron Fist.
I didn't know that. Yeah, and there's a great train, jumping on the train sequence. Lots of martial arts. I thought this one was kind of fun. It has that tragic ending where he's fighting his sister. His sister turns out to be the Red Hood, and Kate Bishop does not know this and shoots and kills her just as he's kind of getting to her. Right? Did that work for you? I thought that was good.
It was pretty good. I think that was interesting.
And yeah, 1860s, fun Western.
Not bad.
Fun Western time. And then you get a little tag of the Watchers making a move on Uatu, slamming him against whatever plane of reality he's in, which shatters and falls into a dimension, right? So
that's right.
Watcher's in trouble. He's being reprimanded. It gives us episode 7, which is called What If the Watcher Disappeared? This one's got a fun roster. You have Captain Peggy Carter, the first we've seen of her in this season, with a team that has Kahori from last season. I love Kahori. A grown-up Birdie, voiced by Natasha Lyonne, which I think is pretty great. I was enjoying Birdie. And the debut of another Storm, who's got the Mjolnir, Thor's hammer.
She is the god of weather.
Yeah, so it kind of makes sense. What'd you think of Birdie? Natasha Lyonne as Birdie was kind of fun.
Good.
She was fun.
Good.
I wonder if they could bring that live action with her. Be kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't think she would fit, but whatever.
So they find these shards and they're like, "What's up with the Watcher? We gotta fix them. What do we do?" They actually go and get help from a variant of Infinity Ultron, who was like the bad guy in the last season, right? First season. And so he's going to help them. And this one kind of ends on a cliffhanger as Infinity Ultron takes Peggy Carter to find the Watcher. Then we have the finale rugs. What if?
Yeah, this is where the Watchers fight.
This shit is crazy. We got a flashback of the Watcher becoming the Watcher. And I think it's the first time they mention his name on the show.
Right.
And there's an epic battle because there's the whole thing. They want to put the Watchers in the Doctor Strange dimension where every atom is Doctor Strange and they're depowered. But Uatu gives the rest of the team the powers of the Watcher, makes them Watchers. And this is fucking crazy battle. And I did not think the Watchers fucking threw down like this.
Well, they're pushed to the edge. They have to do something.
Bro, they got gauntlet suits and they're punching and fucking, it was brutal.
It was kind of, it was a lot of fighting and not a lot of stakes.
I was enjoying the fighting though, because it was like worlds were exploding. They were throwing them, punching them through fucking planets.
Right. It's interesting,
and then
but
you get that crazy bit where they're going to erase them from existence. And you see variants of them kind of peeling off of them in this energy. Like, that was cool.
I don't really understand what the function of the Watcher is other than to be like the reader. Like, we're the Watchers.
Right.
We watch them.
Right.
We watch them do their shit.
Right.
And we can't intervene. We're watching, we're reading the comic book.
Right. They're aware.
So the Watcher's like basically a surrogate for us.
And they're aware of us. They're talking to us.
Right.
To the audience. But they're, I don't know, they're not supposed to interfere. They're just supposed to observe and narrate. I don't know. There's no more. So those three are like, two of them get killed and the last one is stuck on the thing with Uatu and he's going to change his life. I don't know what happened at the end. Peggy Carter sacrificed herself because the power of Peggy Carter is bigger. Is that what happened?
I didn't understand what happened either.
And then there was another scene with a whole bunch of variants, like crazy variants. Like you saw 6-armed Spider-Man that's from the comics and all these other combinations.
There's
of
a lot of different versions of the people as they were fighting the Watchers and going through the dimensions. They all had these quick flashes of other characters.
Yes. All right. Well, overall, Ruggs.
I thought it was just all right. I feel like this series is lackluster. I feel like that after watching something like Arcane, where you have just great animation, or you have something like the Creature Commandos, which is very simple, but it's just done well in a way that, like, I can remember what happens in each episode of Creature Commandos, but I have a very hard time remembering or caring about any, because it's an anthology and like you're saddled with all these characters that you don't care about. Maybe that's the point of it, but like I don't remember What If being that random.
Yeah.
Or like I mean with the character choices, I think they were way more interesting what they did with them.
I mean, there was definitely wacky ones, but there was also really cool flips of reality that you, as a fan, were always like, "I wonder what if this would happen."
Well, like Gwen, like Spider-Gwen is a what if, right?
Is it?
What if she got bitten by a spider instead of Peter Parker? All right, that's a what if. Like, it's a very simple thing, a little twist of fate that makes it better. Like, what if these are like a lot of ham-fisted shit? What if we're just in the West? What, like, that's stupid. I don't think that's cool.
I think the problem is they're trying to stick in their established universe, which is great, but I always thought they could push it.
You should be like, what if instead of the super soldier serum, he got the fucking Hulk serum or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, or he got Hulk blood, like, I don't know, like something like that's cool. Like, what if Tony Stark, I don't know, like he became Dr. Doom, or that's a classic what if, right? So like we didn't get any of those stories. We got all these side characters and these, I don't know what the fuck this is about.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. And like the whole Howard the Duck thing to get to Birdie I thought that was an interesting choice, but I gotta agree.
Well, that's funny because that's like something, if Howard the Duck were to have sex with a regular human, why would he give birth? Why would she give birth to like Marvel Jesus?
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand, but
yeah, apparently very powerful. And, I do appreciate the live action cast voicing a lot of this, but I also agree, like it's lackluster. The whole, like, the first season was okay. I think the rosters they choose and these stories they choose are just kind of weird. It's good. Some are unnecessary.
Like, they should have done some more like twist of fates with the characters instead of just putting them in random things. Like, I understand. Like, okay, it's cool to see a Avengers kaiju Voltron thing, but like, is it? I don't even know.
Well, and then they're trying to, wrap up this Uatu Watcher storyline, and it becomes a lot about him, which is another thing, it wasn't really in the comics. It wasn't about Uatu. So that was interesting. But when he starts interfering, I'm like, oh, where are they going with this? What are they doing?
I don't know. Maybe it's not for me. Maybe somebody likes this, but it's not me. I found myself like forcing myself to watch it, like, and begrudgingly watching it instead of being like, I can't wait for the next episode. That wasn't me.
Yeah.
So
if you had to give it a score out of 10, what would you give it?
5.
Yeah, I'm probably at like a 6 for this, and it was possibly my least favorite out of the 3 seasons. Also, maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Marvel Zombies was cool.
Yeah. Well, we're getting a full show of that next year.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
No, it's good in one episode.
That's what they're doing. You're going to get a whole series now.
No, that's a bad idea.
All right. That's What If Season 3. Let us, I think Anthony's coming back from the bathroom, and we're going to do some news from the nation.
All right, cool.
It's time for news from the nation.
It's time for news from the nation.
It stinks. It stinks. It stinks.
Anthony, welcome back from your extended toilet use. I don't know.
Extended?
He's back. Yeah. He just missed the whole What If season 3 review. He had to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, he was gone. Yeah, he was gone that whole time.
You don't want to. You guys didn't wait for me.
No, we're like, he's gonna be gone for a while. We're just gonna do this. Let's talk here. We left you hanging a little bit. We forgot to talk about something, but luckily, since I posted it in the Jock and Nerd Nation Facebook group, we can talk about it and use from the nation. And that is the first trailer for Marvel's Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man animated show that is coming out January 29th, couple weeks. This was the show that was originally called Freshman Year, was supposed to be set in the MCU, but is no longer. It's like an alternate reality, and they changed the title to Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Now, we get a good look at the animation style, the suits, the storyline, the characters. It again deals with Peter in high school, the early adventures of Spider-Man, and only this time he doesn't have Tony Stark to help him. He's got a Norman Osborn to give him gadgets, and it's seems to be very contemporary. Peter is a live streamer. I love Spider-Man. You'll notice this was on none of our lists also, which is telling. Ruggs. Wait, yeah, let's start with Anthony first. Anthony. Before we dive into it, I'm going to change.
I don't have much to say on it, so it'll be vocal be on you guys.
I'm just curious, as you know, a guy who's in your position, we see this. What did you think overall?
I mean, I like Spider-Man too.
Yes, I know.
I'm not as big a Spider-Man fan as you guys, but it's not like I'm watching Agatha here. I know I like Spider-Man.
Right.
Did you see this trailer, Anthony?
I did watch the trailer. The funny thing though is I watched the trailer after I saw some of the comments from you in one of our chats and John Bellotti.
Yeah.
So I went in with very low expectations, and I watched the trailer. I went, "What are they upset about? I want to hear what you're upset about." That's what I went. So that's my initial thought. I went, "I'm not offended, but what are you guys upset about?" I'm more curious what do you guys think of it?
Well, I made it pretty plain in my discussion about Lord of the Rings. It just doesn't seem like they're doing what is expected. I know I don't hate to sound like a conservative person, but tradition is important. It's the reason that these things are popular, and trying to reconfigure them 1,000 times. You know, sometimes it works, sometimes it's fun, but like most of the times it's not good. Most of the times they lose their footing. And we have a clip that we use on this show of me, and I'd like you to play it, Imran.
Which one are you talking about?
Which one do you think suits this the most?
Up there. What? It ends with up there.
No. Fuck that show!
No. I thought you were going with a big fuck up right there.
Yeah, fuck that show.
All right.
I mean, you haven't seen the show, but okay.
No. Fuck it.
What specifically are the things you're going? That's
I don't like the costume. I don't like the someone making his gadgets. I don't like they're just swapping everything for no reason. They're just. I mean, there's like literally no redhead people exist in the universe. I think this just doesn't happen anymore.
So
it's just weird. It's just it's like unnecessary and it's stupid. Like I understand if you're going to school in New York now. Versus whenever they made this
60s.
Yeah, it's going to be a completely different landscape. I understand that, but I think that there's something about. I would have liked them to do it in the 60s. I would have liked that to do like straight out of fucking Stanley's fucking playbook. Do that show.
So maybe this is the disconnect for me because the art style. I don't know if I'm digging completely, but they're clearly trying to evoke a Steve Ditko 60s
and I think that they had. I saw that in the freshman year thing, and I was like, "That's going to be cool." Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I just think, no.
I don't know if I'm completely digging the art style and the super flatness of it. There's no shadow elements and everything. There's just a lot of flat color. So one of the big changes here is Norman Osborn is voiced by Coleman Domingo.
I don't like that he's got a YouTube channel either. don't like he's a streamer. Come on.
Harry Osborn has like a man bun.
I didn't notice Harry Osborn.
And they do have the wavy hair like in the comics. But I think also I felt like I wasn't the target audience for this, which is fair.
Oh, Spider-Man fans?
It's like Gen Alpha. It's like the new generation they're targeting.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It's Spider-Man.
But again, I'm also kind of over this time in Peter's life and the fact that he's got to give someone to give him a suit. You see this cool white suit and kind of a shot that simulates Spider-Man 3 when he gets the Venom suit in that Sam Raimi movie.
I think if they could tap into like the whole entire thing about Peter Parker, and I have to say this every single time we talk about Spider-Man, is that he's a reject. He's a person who's isolated from everybody else. He's not going to be to make a YouTube channel, and he's too much of a recluse to do that. He's living with old people that are out of touch.
But if he's a kid these days, they all want to be content creators. That's all they want to be. Like,
no, they don't. How many kids do you know?
Not many.
All right. There are people that are completely incapable of doing anything because they're so paranoid about going outside. Even all their whole entire life is on Minecraft. All right, that's what they do. They don't.
So Peter would be lean more towar's that version.
It's just not right. It's just wrong. If they're trying to update it, they're updating it, and they're just putting him in a personality that doesn't belong to him.
Well, would him as Spider-Man feel confident enough to be a live streamer or a way it helps people find him for help or whatever? I don't know. Mary Jane's got an updated look. It's the disc.
Which one was Mary Jane?
So Mary Jane is the one that she's the pale character with the blue hair and the blue lipstick.
Okay, yeah, that's a little odd for me.
That's Mary Jane.
I feel like why even make it Spider-Man? Like at least Batman Beyond was like another incarnation of Batman, and you could do a lot of shit because it's the future and all that stuff. It's just like I don't know. I mean, we've had all these incarnations of Spider-Man, right? We have Miles Morales, we have Spider-Man 2099, we have all these different versions of Spider-Man. There's too many, and we're actually lacking the thing that is we need Spider-Man.
Yeah.
We need the actual Spider-Man. We need the one to guide us back home. And we're not doing that. So whatever. I mean, if you love it, you love it. Fine. I'm not going to shit on it, but like, it's not for me.
I mean, some of the disconnect is like Peter's got these round glasses and he looks like he's out of the 60s and they put him but it's like contemporary times. So I don't understand.
Yeah, that is a little, now that I'm watching it again, that is a little weird that they had given the 60s vibe, but then modern.
Everybody else.
Everything else is modern. That is a little strange.
So they're trying to, there's comic book panels in here. They're trying to make it look like maybe the early cartoon show. Look, if the writing is good, it changes everything, right? I'm down. I'm of course going to check it out. I didn't have it on my list, but
if they're going this far already in the trailer and you're like, they're already like breaking every single rule that they have or just going in their own way. How do you know that the writing might be good, but to what end?
And maybe it's just not for me as a demo.
Yeah,
it's fine.
That's right.
It's fine.
It's for people who have no clue what Spider-Man is, and we'll just take this up the ass like a suppository, and and
this is exactly what I wanted to hear.
It's super disneyfied.
This is exactly what I wanted.
Daryl K on the post said this is an interesting take. John Bellotti Jr. said thwip right into a dumpster. David Zika says potential, but I'm not a fan of the hyperfast edit trailer. It's like they don't have anything coherent to offer, so they're just throwing out as many cuts as possible. And that's really it. I've seen some other people have some, real positive reactions that got them excited. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm going to wait to see how the writing is because I don't know if I completely dig the look of this so far.
Can you dig it?
I cannot dig it.
I do not dig it.
The other thing I wanted to mention, posted in the News from the Nation, Jock and Nerd Nation Facebook group, Adam Morris posted the article confirming Jason Momoa officially cast. He's going from Aquaman to Lobo.
Geek boner.
For the DCU and will probably first appear in the Supergirl movie.
I would like to just say this on the record is that Jason Momoa was never Aquaman. He was just Jason Momoa in a movie about Aquaman.
I feel that's correct. He should have always been Lobo first. Like
he was never Aquaman.
He looks like fucking Lobo, and for him to be cast as Aquaman, I mean, we kind of, the movie made $1 billion. You get bro Aquaman, it's kind of enjoyable, but
now we're gonna get low bro.
Now we're getting Jason Laboa. Low bro. Adam Morris says, well, they finally cast him correctly. Rick Martinez says, no surprise to probably any of us. John Bellotti Jr., this is perfect casting. This is almost exactly like Ryan Reynolds being cast as Deadpool. Anthony, thoughts? Is it that perfect?
Yeah, I think it's a much closer to what his personality is and his range as an actor than Aquaman. I definitely agree with you. The only strange thing about it is that it's not been that long since he's been Aquaman, and it's the DC universe, although not the DC universe that we've come to enjoy, except for certain things that James Gunn wants to be canon. So,
well, what makes it even worse is that when they did cast him as Aquaman, he looked like Lobo. He had long hair and a beard and all the dark features and stuff.
I mean, he played Aquaman looking like Lobo, essentially.
And they even gave him a dark Aquaman suit at one point.
And he goes, my man.
Yeah. So,
didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Why did
it never, the Aquaman casting was always weird, but that's
why
Zack Snyder's take on everything he ever does is I want to make things look as cool as possible and badass as possible.
Right.
And forget whatever it looks like. This has got to look the way I want it to look. When you're speaking of people that insert themselves into movies, Ruggs, Zack Snyder's a guy that inserts himself into things.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But James Gunn does too.
And that's why his movie started sucking, because he started doing that too much.
Yeah. But, good casting, I think. Lobo's not, even more so in my opinion than Deadpool. Lobo's not this called him a cult character, but he's not the super popular guy, so he can kind of do what he wants with it.
Yeah, he's more obscure. But man, put that white makeup on him, give him that space bike, make it R-rated. Oh, shit. He can just play himself, having fun. And I think he's wanted to play Lobo clearly even before he got the Aquaman.
Well, I'm also selfishly very happy because now my first appearance of Lobo that I own might be worth more.
Oh, yeah, get that fucking boxed and grade in there. Once this happens. All right, let's finish up. What are we watching?
Everything, Imran.
There's a lot of stuff. Anthony, let's start with Creature Commandos.
No, I didn't watch it. You guys can talk about it. I didn't get to watch it because
you had a busy week.
I've been in Scottsdale, Phoenix area and didn't have time.
Okay. Well, there's one episode left of Creature Commandos. So next week we'll review the whole season and the finale. I don't want to spoil it for Anthony.
No, just talk about it real quick. You can just bring it, whatever. However you want to talk about it.
Thoughts on the last two episodes?
They've been consistent.
Yeah.
And it's been consistent. There's been like a kind of an intro to every story, every character, each episode. Spoiler alert. So we've gotten multiple origin stories. I think we got the I don't know what his name
Phosphorus.
is.
We got Dr. Phosphorus's origin.
Yeah, Dr. Phosphorus.
Dude, the way they had multiple things happening in this episode with each of the characters coming back together while weaving in his flashback was really well structured. It was really well done, I thought. And to see the juxtaposition. Weasel has a great little storyline with wolves. You got Lila and the bride kind of connecting, and they're in a brothel. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, next week we're gonna get Lila's story.
Oh yeah, probably in the last episode.
That'll be that.
And my question is, Rig Flag got fucked up, bro. And I don't understand how this Rig Flag with the white hair and the yellow shirt turns into Frankulo Rig Flag and Superman with the dark hair. And
he's got to get gray hair.
What happens? I don't know. It's the same guy. It's the same guy. But the Clayface episode, that battle was great. I love this Frankenstein who has quite a big vocabulary and is kind of intelligent at times.
But he's a homicidal maniac.
But he's a fucking crazy person. So all these interesting things are kind of coalescing up at the castle there. It'll be a good time. Ruggs, have you watched Skeleton Crew?
They have.
Okay, slight spoilers.
Spoiler alert.
It's a fucking fun show, bro. It's the most Goonies-esque episodes I thought were these last two with booby traps and fucking pirate treasure.
Pirate booty.
Pirate booty is even mentioned.
Yes.
And I love the little interactions between like Wim and the girl.
But we
with
know
the
that like
augmented shit.
We know that the guy, whatever his name, Judd Law.
Judd, yeah,
Jude.
We
know that he's the guy from the beginning, right?
Yeah, Judd. But wait, spoilers. He is a Jedi. He is a Jedi, actually.
I don't know. Maybe he's just got force powers. But like,
I love the robot.
I feel like he's the guy from the beginning, the guy with the mask on.
Silvo, right? No, they've already called him that. They're calling him Silvo. He does have many names throughout this show. And that last action scene with their ships and them jumping off the ships was crazy. It was fun.
Yeah, I think the show is pretty much skirted like a lot of the problems Acolyte had. It seems like the characters make more sense. They're kids. You got, it's a bunch of kids kind of that are already friends, but they have their own interdynamics, like kind of like the Goonies. They're already friends. And they just have like they're working out their dynamics. Like
they talk like kids. Like it seems very sincere. So they've the quality's been good, and they've been able to keep it up episode by episode. So
I think this is good. I think if I was a little kid and I watched it, I'd enjoy it.
It's a fun, crazy adventure. It has
just
stakes.
because I'm not a kid doesn't mean I can't tell if it's a good kids show.
I think the stakes are good. The stakes are there.
Yeah,
these kids could be killed.
I feel like if you haven't watched it and you have a little bit of a little kid in you that wants to watch like a Goonies-esque thing, I think this is a not a bad time.
I mean, it does. I think it evokes kind of what the original trilogy had in terms of its aim towards, hooking kids in.
They're not really treading on any kind of Star Wars lore that I know of. Like they're probably, I mean, if you're a huge Star Wars nerd, I'm sure that
some of the pirates have been around or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Jack or.
But for the most part, it seems to skirt a lot of the things that Acolyte was stepping in, like messing with Jedi lore, messing with this, messing with that. It's kind of like doing its own little thing, like kind of like Andor did, but on a kid tip. So I think it works fine.
Ruggs, you had a couple of Patreon reviews this week. What'd you give us?
Well, I watched Dune Prophecy.
Aha.
And I think I watched it all.
Yeah, it's only 6 episodes.
And I liked it.
Wow.
I don't think it was great, but I thought it was going to suck because it's a show about old ladies.
Essentially,
and I was like, how is this going to be? The only show about old ladies I watch is Golden Girls. And
thank you for being a friend.
And I'm like, it's not going to rival that. And even though it is about old ladies a lot of the time, and the main character is pretty much an old lady.
Yeah.
It does give me Game of Thrones vibes. In a way, it does. And it does give me Dune vibes. I felt like it was giving me, there's things I don't like about it. I don't like, but I think it's because they've taken liberties with the book that they're adapting. And, but I don't think it's their fault because even in the book, it's the same way where this is all taking place 10,000 years before Dune.
Yeah.
And I feel like that gap is too big. And if they were going to try and, even though they wrote it that way in this novel, I think the novel was written by the son of Frank Herbert.
Okay.
So I think he was going rogue when he did this, but like he tried to set up these Bene Gesserits in the Sisterhood 10,000 years before Dune. So they had all this time to evolve a human.
Yeah. It's like the beginning of their thing.
Because the whole thing about the Bene Gesserits is that they're trying to do eugenics. They're trying to evolve people by selective breeding and, the spice and shit like that.
Right.
And fusions and stuff like that. So trying to augment humans. And you need a lot of time to pass in order to do that, I guess, if you're going to do it that way. But it just seems too far apart and like not enough has changed. So that's the one thing that stands out to me as like it doesn't quite work, but everything else seems to be okay.
I mean, that one character, Desmond, that shows up was fascinating. What you learn about him, the fact that the voice doesn't work on him. I thought every episode had like an oh shit moment that kind of kept me hooked. I thought it was okay. I
didn't think it was great, but I thought it was definitely like I'll watch another season of it, no problem.
Yeah, I mean it's royalty. It's they're working. I like how you see how they're working both sides of everything. So
Yeah.
it's
And you got
it's okay.
the Atreides family in there.
And the Harkonnens.
And the Harkonnens.
And Mark Strong is pretty good. Yeah.
You got the Carinos. So
it's all right.
All that stuff is good. It just feels like 10,000 years, like
it looks the same.
Yeah,
it doesn't really look that different. The spaceships.
It feels like it should be completely like a different place.
Yeah.
And it doesn't. So it's a little bit weird. That's the one thing that stands out as it just doesn't really sell it for me. What's next? I also watched Squid Game 2.
Okay, well, you know what? We'll skip that for now because I think we're going to review it in a couple of weeks. And you can check it out on Patreon if you are a member. And then what else?
And then I watched Transformers 1, which is on Paramount.
Yeah, you did.
I didn't do a Patreon review yet. I will probably.
Okay, what'd you think?
I hate it and I like it at the same time.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
What?
I hate it and I like it at the same time. I hate the fact that in this movie, Optimus Prime and Megatron hang out before they become Optimus Prime and Megatron.
Buddies. Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah.
I fucking hate all that. But I did think the movie was good.
Wow.
I think it was a good movie. I think at the end of the day, it was entertaining. So,
how's it rank compared to the Michael Bay live action series?
I don't know. I mean, it's all those movies are terrible.
They're all terrible. Yes.
I mean, they're entertaining but terrible movies. They're nothing like the animated series. I love the animated series. It's great, and even the comic books that Marvel put out are pretty damn good. Yeah. And a lot of times when you ask about canon, they usually go back to Marvel. Like Marvel's usually considered the head canon, right?
Right. They held that for like G.I. Joe and Transformers.
Right. So, So, but I think it's more true to the Marvel comics than I think the Michael Bay stuff is. But it's still like they're taking liberties, like big liberties of having Megatron and Optimus being like buddies at the beginning of the movie, so they can have that tension when they are against each other at the end. So
everybody's always friends first, and then they're enemies.
Yeah, it's just kind of like this old thing that they do, and it gets tired.
I mean, I think at Mufasa they do the same thing.
Why can't just Megatron just be an asshole bad guy?
Yeah, and
then he has to stop him. Like
there's an evil faction, and they have a plan, and then there's the good guys.
Yeah,
I wanted to play on that several times. I may have to check it out.
I was pleasantly surprised by how much I didn't hate it.
So I'm going to mention two things. One thing, it's kind of crazy. We're going to talk about Squid Games, but Mr. Beast is doing live action Squid Games right now on Amazon. He's got this series called Beast Games. It is trash television, and I am all here for it. Oh my God. I'm hooked. He's built like a whole campus with houses and a tower. There's helicopters taking people to islands. He is consistently trying to bribe people with the large amounts of money. There is a pile of $5 million on a platform that he sits on. That is the ultimate prize.
Are they killing each other when the lights go out, Imran?
They're not, but they are throwing each other under the bus. He is preying on people's greed, tempting them with briefcases full of cash that if you take it, your whole team, you get it, your whole team is eliminated. It's some fucking crazy shit. Just, it's trash and it's great. I don't really watch his videos, but I kind of I'm enjoying this fucking game show that he's put on. And then, even though I had a busy week, I managed to binge this show on Peacock called The Day of the Jackal. You guys heard of this at all? Anybody?
Yes, I did. Eddie Redmayne.
No. Yes, it's a British show. Eddie Redmayne, Lashana Lynch, Chukwudi Iwuji is in it. It's made by Sky. It's about Eddie Redmayne playing the Jackal. I think it's based. There was a movie, The Day of the Jackal, that's essentially about this hitman, this sniper, who takes on high-profile cases for shady people, and Lashana Lynch playing an MI6 agent on the hunt for him, cat and mouse. You learn a lot about like how to sneak in a sniper gun and take these long range shots. He makes like a shot from 2 miles in the first episode, taking a guy out. It's very good. The Jackal's very smart, covering up his tracks, and I got hooked immediately. It's a fucking great show. And I think there's only 8 episodes.
I think there's a movie with Bruce Willis, The Jackal.
Day of the Jackal is something else.
But it's also about a hitman. I mean, a hitman who's a long-range guy.
So in 1973, there was a movie called The Day of the Jackal about an assassin codenamed Jackal. Man.
And there was a movie about a jackhole.
And then there's the Jackhole with the guy from Jackass.
That's the porn version.
No, but if you like fucking spy, sniper, MI6 shit, it's fucking great. Great tension. So, yeah. All right. That's it. Anything else?
I have one more thing for you, Imran, before we go. What do you like to have on your omelet?
You know, just a little olive oil, salt and pepper, maybe some mushrooms.
All right, mushrooms. There we got something there. All right.
If I'm getting crazy, I'll do M&Ms and peanuts. No, listen, I will post my omelet recipe after the show. Don't worry. I have ChatGPT make me one, and I will post that. That's it for this week. Listen to Ruggs. Where can the people find you online?
Rug Boy Show on Twitter. Well, I'll be doing absolutely nothing, so don't even bother.
Anthony, how many bachelor parties are you going to this week?
None. Hopefully, no. I am officially tapped out for this for at least a month or two.
How many guys still need to get married that you know?
Oh well, including me. I've got at least 4. I think that it would happen.
Oh
at least.
Boy, you got 4 more in you.
At least, yeah. Then you got to factor in the ones that get divorced and remarried.
Oh yeah, then it comes back around. It's a great cycle.
Right. Yeah.
Right, well,
I'm back on the market, Anthony.
Let's enjoy that while it lasts. Check out the website or the episode description for links to everything, how to support, how to connect. Thank you for listening to the Jock and Nerd podcast. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
He's a nerd.
We'll peep you next time.
I offered you a chance to be a cop, and you blew it!
Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.
My balls was hot.
Oh, my balls are hot.
Jock and Nerd.